from Lower County, you from Maryland. What are you from Rewa says? I'm a bad and we own young people. I walk on the fine way. La villa, Kriwako. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Freeland on liberty, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I love Liberia. They play for me and you, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabali kena koya bakena papa bro. Nabali kena koya bakena papa bro. Nabali kola bro, na papa bro. Nabali kola bro, na papa bro. La biro waka poma o, la biro waka ma. Baganda no waka ma, I know na
from the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower County, you from Maryland.
I want to invite Liberia's second citizen. You know that come by especially from Liberia for special treatment.
I love Liberia.
I want to start by recognizing Senator Prince Yobin Johnson and Madam Johnson, Senior Senator of Nimba County, the Honorable Kopa Kura, the Minister of Labor, the Honorable Wokoyo, the Chair of Higher Commission on Education, Madam Superintendent, and members of the local government here, other government officials, our guests, Mr. Minister, our traditional leaders, the University of Nimba faculties here, citizens, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to be here today. This is not our first time here. We are always here. This is our place. Mr. Minister, I want to say thank you for coming. I want you to extend our greetings to the President, that we appreciate him sending you, and our relationship will keep getting stronger. I know the President and myself was in Azerbaijan. We both went there for the COP29. I was representing His Excellency Joseph Yomabuakai, and hopefully next week or so I should be in Togo for the West African Power Summit. And so we want to say thank you to him. Thanks for the support, for coming from way there here. I want to say thank you. And assure you we recognize him. And the President, His Excellency Joseph Yomabuakai, extend his greeting to him. Thank you for coming. So there's nothing much we can say today. All we can keep saying is thank you. When you hear the end justify the means, this is it. How did it end? After all you hear about Senator Johnson, how did it end? It ended by educating young people, building university, high school, building church, to treat people and convert people to Christ. And like the superintendent said, Senator Nimba and Liberia will forever remember you. Thank you. God bless you.
I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Freeland on liberty, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower County, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa says. I'm a bad and we own young people. I walk on the fine way. La villa, I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Feeling on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah, I love Liberia, yeah yeah. They play for me and you.
Okay, so we'd like to say welcome you all. Seti Koi has joined us from Ganta. Nimba Kante Seti is here right now. And this is just a test broadcast ahead of what is going to be happening on the 22nd of April, where the Bayerns will be going to the polls. But let's John say from where he is now. Good afternoon, say you're welcome to today's simulcast broadcast.
Well, a pleasant good afternoon to you, Ambassador Edmond Wadakewo Bawi, and the rest of our many followers who are following us this afternoon from their different locations. It is good to be here on this trial version ahead of the April 22nd, 2025 senatorial by-election that is expected to take place here in Nimba County.
Great. So as we may all be aware, this is Nimba D-9 TV. At the moment, we are streaming live on Nimba D-9 TV on Facebook. We are equally streaming live on Nimba D-9 TV on YouTube. We are streaming live on Radio Voice of Yahweh Messina on Facebook. We are streaming live on Liberia Major News Television, and that is it. But let's be joined by Melech Ball as well. I see Jerry T. Myers in the back there. Just so you know, Teti is here. So Teti, you joining us from Ganta, right? How is Ganta by the way today?
Well, Ganta is relatively okay with a very hot weather, but Ghana is good. Unlike report that emerged this morning, but I'm sure at a subsequent time we will be reporting on happenings within the city. But from where I sit this afternoon and I speak to you, Ganda is okay.
Okay, Ganta is okay. So let's move forward to Melish Ball, someone in Secretary and Melish. When you are here, you must know that you are live and people are monitoring you, talking the bike without be a caution. So how are you, Melish, and where have you joined us from?
Yeah, thank you so much, Edmond. We appreciate you so much for the time this afternoon to be live on Nimba D-9 TV to be able to use the stream. Yeah, I'm currently in Sanukori. I'm here with Mr. Jerry T. Meyer, one of the outstanding media practitioner in Liberia. This is Jerry.
Yes, so we
Yeah,
just talked to Jerry very shortly. Jerry, good afternoon, welcome. And this is going to be what we're going to be doing on April 22nd. That will cover Nimba like nobody does. Welcome, Jerry, and welcome to the
Yeah,
platform.
thank you, Emma. Thanks for bringing me live.
Harris Senecola, by the way, elections, I believe you are covering today. There's a breaking news that the political leader, Alexander Cummings, and his political party, they have endorsed Madam Ile Gonklo Wai candidacy. What do you make of that from Nimba?
Wow, that is a breaking news to me. I just got to know, but I think in political setting or in a political era like this, the issue is not just about the endorsement. It's about who is doing the endorsement and what is the level of influence the president command in the area where the election is being held. So that is what is actually important. It could be a good news for supporters of the madam, but we gotta put it under the spotlight. Let's see the kind of support. How many candidates have the ANC supported in Nimba that have won the elections yet? So those
Okay,
are things we need to look at.
okay, great. So we're not going to stay long yet. This is just a test of what we doing. So let's take
Okay.
this video and then see And then from there, we'll go to each of you to give us your own perspective about how things are going, who is in the lead in Nimba in terms of what is good. Of course, yes, the electorates will decide on who's going to be the senator comes on the 2022 April. But let's take this and then we
From the east to the west, north to the south, the left come together as one. They say you not there, we stand, if I there, we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. While you forget that, you from Lower County, you from Maryland, while you from Railway Station. I'm a bad that way, oh, young people, I'm up on the fine way. La villa, I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Freeland on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, yeah yeah. Play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah.
So we will go to Seti Koi, who will tell us this was the last public appearance of Senator Prince Johnson. Say, what do you make of that from Ganta? And who's in the league from your perspective as it relates to those who are calling in on different radio stations, some of the talk show hosts, in terms of opinion polls and all of that, before we go to Jerry and Melody?
Well, once again, Edmond, thank you for the opportunity to be here on this platform. The short break we just took was a ceremony that was held in Compass City when the late Senator Prince Johnson dedicated the hall at the PYT Polytechnic University in honor of his late friend, the president of Togo, Iyadimi. That ceremony was graced by government officials, and the Minister of Education from Togo also graced that occasion. The superintendent citizens from different walks of life also graced the occasion. It was when the hall at the PYJ Polytechnic University was being named in honor of the late president of Togo, Iyadimi, there in Compass City, Nimba County. That was a colorful event, that drew the attention of several citizens across the county. And it was days after when the senator passed in Monrovia. And so when it comes to the issue of the elections in Nimba, I would tell you squarely that every candidate contesting in the upcoming by-election are of the opinion that they will be victorious. So all of them are optimistic of winning the seat. Right now, if you take your microphone to all of them contesting, obviously they will tell you that they are confident of winning the elections from all indication that they are being welcomed. In every towns and villages, they are campaigning. That tells you that indeed they are a formidable factor in the election, and so they still have a chance of winning. But relatively, if you do your survey across the county, among the candidates that are contesting, there are few names that you will listen to repeatedly on the radio from different communities that people are giving their views about them. And from this, it is difficult to come up to a conclusion that a particular candidate will obviously win this election until it is proven at the ballot or at the polls. But then the names that are ringing bell in the ears of Nimbayans and across, one of them is the current District Number 5 representative, Honorable Samuel Gongman Koga, who is ticket government candidate in the upcoming senatorial by-election. Is one of the persons that is being discussed across the county. One of the candidates also is lieutenant of Nimba County, Madam Edith Gonklo Way. From all indications, when you listen to the radio, you go to the rural communities, they are discussing her to be the presumptive senator come April 22nd. But then let's go back to the track record and know that she has been contesting too as well in the senatorial elections in Nimba, which she has not won anything yet. And so political pundits are saying that if she failed to, come up victorious this time around, they don't see her coming back into future elections. She have contested twice and not been victorious. And so this could be a last chance or a trial for her to see her strength as well. When there's all discussed from the inception, but that momentum seems to be dropping a little bit from what we are seeing so far. Is candidate Garrison Dodo Yedu, who people have been discussing too as well, because owing to his record and from the Berege belt and the number of followers he has from that end. But it will interest you to know that of recent, you are seeing staunch supporters from the councilor leaving his camp and crossing over to the other camp. Just yesterday, the conscious manner supporters of Councillor Garrison Dodo Yelu also crossed over to the camp of Koga. So why it tells you is that the momentum is dropping. The momentum is dropping. I think they need to go back into their drawing board, recalibrate, and see how best they can get people over, because there's politics. You can't have people leaving your camp and you're not seeing new people adding. So there are subtraction of numbers from the camp of Councilor Garrison Dode Yedu. Another person is former county inspector B. Mark Blewan. From the start of the process, when the candidate nomination process were ongoing, and they were consulting, engaging people, everyone, know Mark Blunt to be someone that cut across, from the young people angle in every communities and quarters. And so it is still yet a difficult ball game among the four, top candidates. For me, I'll refer to them as the top four in the upcoming senatorial by-election that people should watch out for. The issue of Mark Blewan with his human relation and his care towards young people. So everyone have been thinking differently. And so Mark Blewan should now also be overlooked in the process. He also stands some chance. But among the four, the top two that is being discussed, obviously across the county, how do you call them? That's Honorable Koga, and that of course Mana Idev Konkroway. So these are two contenders that we see right now in the upcoming process, and we can say that either of them will become senator after April 22nd.
Either of them will become senator comes April 22nd. Now we go to Melish Ball. Thanks a lot. This is just a test broadcast of what's going to be happening on April 22nd. You will be getting the Madina TV reporters from Yikipa, from Senikuli, from Kamplay, from Butu, from Bound, from Ganta, of course, where Sitikwe Junior is reporting from at the moment, from Senikula, where Jerry T. Myers, Melish Ball, Miriam Zerkoi, and the rest of the crew, Setlipia Bound, Tapatans, the Kepa, whatever you would be tuning in from, these guys will be here to give you an honest, play-by-play activities about the election hearing processes from these locations. We're going to go to Jerry T. Myers, and the place you look at right there is the Ganta Main Street. Of course, Nimba is getting better. This is Nimba D-9 TV. So we're going to go to Melish and Jared to put us to speed about the last video that was just being played, Senator Johnson last public, interaction with his constituents and all of that. thanks to Christian Todd for following us. Jeremiah Freeman is also following us. Fred Noah Peters is also following us. Ezekiel W. Wilma is following us. John Lacroix, Eddie W. John is following. And keep sharing, keep hitting the share button, share in your social media. Jerry and Ellie, over to you from Senegal Nimba campus.
Come again.
Yes, so we just want you to pull us to speed about the last public appearance of Senator Johnson. What do you make of that? And who's in the lead on the Senegal side? Who's in the lead?
Okay, so firstly, I was at that occasion. The program was held on a Monday, and it was solely to rename the auditorium after the late senator, longtime friend, Yasimbe Yadiman. Yasimbe Yadiman was the president of Togo, and when Senator Johnson was in exile, he said the late Togolese president helped him. So to honor that, he was renaming the auditorium on his campus after the late Togolese president. His son, who is currently the president, should have come, but then he sent his representative, the Minister of Education, to grace that program. In that occasion, what I observed was that Senator Johnson wasn't too active in the program. Even when he had a time to speak, he spoke briefly and he just presented gifts to people in the hall, to different people, to the police president, even the president of the university, his university. He presented gifts, but he was not that active like the Prince Johnson we used to know. So he was quiet, he presented gifts and just spoke briefly, and then the program came to an end and we left. It was on a Monday. According to information, he was in Ganta Tuesday, Wednesday, he went to Monrovia and passed on Thursday. And you talk about leading in Senegal. Well,
Which names are we already hearing among those candidates?
okay, so far since the commencement of in fact, before the campaign was declared open, it was a government-backed candidate, Samuel Gongwe Koga, who was in Senegal engaging students. Most of his engagements at the time here in the city was with the students. I can remember he engaged the students in right after his endorsement by the MDR. He came to Senegal on the Sunday because he was endorsed on Saturday. Sunday he met with the students of Nimba University, most of them in New Barris community, and they spoke good about him and pledged their support. And then he left. He came back and met with Central High students. He went to the GW Harley Hospital. He met with marketers in the city and so forth and so on. But recently it was Edith who was here and she put her cry in the Danapa area and several other places. In fact, money she had for the community rejected the money and said that, look, we don't need this money. You can take the money and do some other things. We are for you and not because of money. So they rejected the money she was giving to them, and she was accompanied to Danapa by the former district lawmaker of District 2, Prince Tupa, his and few other people, including Non-Dekba, the wife of Ferries. They all were here and they accompanied her to Danapa, where she put a crowd before going to the Upper Nima region. And then I understand Honorable last Councillor Dodo was here recently, Councillor Yelu. Passed by him in Zolowi on Saturday, where he also put up crowd. I saw people watching to embracing at the time. He had just entered the community. He was walking around. So Mark too has been around. Mark has been here. Mark was here prior to the launch of the campaign, and he took a different trend, donating sporting materials to schools. And he said that was the best way he can help. Before his disqualification, Prophet Key was here, but then, he's not in the race right now, so we can talk, put up his own crowd before he was disqualified. But the two candidates that I think are ghosted in this process are Fangalo and Gompu. Not much have been heard from them. I haven't seen them. I haven't attended any of the rallies, including Tigman. Tigman too. I haven't seen Tigman on this side. Maybe he's planning a trip yet, but so far, out of the 7 candidates, I've seen 4 here, and they have all been welcomed in the city by their supporters, and they have all put up crowd at the different gatherings they've held here.
And Jerry, what is also surprising is that on Tingman, though they have some issues when it comes to glaze up here, but he's not ready into maybe Upper Nima. But I'm quite sure that he planned a trip to Upper Nima, where you'll be having the chance to engage. But when it comes to radio appearance, we've been seeing him on OKFM, like Spoon TV. He's been doing some public appearance, but to see him in Senegal in person, to go to Gikepa, to go to Campley, he had not actually been like that. But we hope that maybe he having a trip here to be able to engage with the citizens of Nimba County when it comes to like.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Seti Koi, right there to tell her in terms of electoral violence. Do we have any yet reported? And what do you think the civic education is?
We're not be able to see that as well.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, Melish. We'll go to Seti Koi, and then we'll come back to you guys to get close because this is just a podcast. We're talking in terms of electoral violence. Seti Koi, have you observed anything from Ganta so far?
When it comes to election, Ganta is being referred to as the intellectual class in Nimba because here people are engaged in radio discussion and pushing their candidates. So that has been the normal start of engaging elections here in Ganta, and people going to the different gatherings and pushing their candidates. But in terms of election violence, since this campaign was being declared open, we haven't heard anything about election violence or candidates being stopped, from entering any of the communities within Ganta. And as it stands, almost all of the candidates have engaged Ganta with their campaign trail, reaching out to different communities. And so we have not gotten any report from any of the candidates that they have been stopped or they have been booed at any of the communities they have been engaging the citizens. So Ganta is for now we can say Ganta is peaceful.
Okay, great. So let's just go to Melish, then close up on that. Then we'll come to you, say, for your parting comments, and then we will get out of here and allow other programs to come up. So Melish, when it comes to electoral violence, what have you been hearing?
Yeah, so far, the only it was somehow reported by Ilip Congolo White campaign team was in electoral district 5, was in district 5.
Yeah, district 4, please.
That is the district number 4, where they had that issue. And though we are not been able to launch an investigation, but we're told that they are also investigating to see how best they can be able to settle that, knowing for the well that district number 4 in Nimba County, it is predicted to be one of the places that is violent, though it is not yet confirmed, but it's going to go to the electoral process, it not end up good at times. So we will also like to ask the Liberia National Police, more especially the Assistant Commissioner of Police in Nimba County, and including the immigration, all of this joint security to be able to see our best. They can put themselves into this process so that they can be able to see a smooth election in Nimba County. It may not be only in play in the 4, where there are a lot of ways you can have electoral violence. So maybe bullying another candidate, it will not also be good. But at this time, we'll also like to ask all the candidates, they will be the best person to talk to their supporters that there is need. We give respect to one another as we go through the process. Like I always say to people, that this election will answer so many questions in Nimba County. This election will answer the political questions in Nimba County because as it stands, people in let's say Monrovia, Lofa County, Bon County, they want to see how Nimbayans will be able to conduct themselves as they go through the process, more especially in the absence of their governor, the late Senior Prince Yomi Johnson, to see who will be able to replace him. And on the government part, they will be doing everything possible to see how they can make Koga emerge victorious in the particular election. And as it has been pronounced by the Vice President on Okun that they are supporting Koga, I know by all costs they will be able to do everything in their own way to make Koga win this election. And at the same time, Musa, who is from the Citizen Movement of Change, a political party, they will also be doing everything possible that Mark Brim also want to see reason so that their candidate can emerge victorious. They also want to see reason that Mana Ine Gongolo, who have been struggling, who can say struggling to become senator of Nimba County, or party will also want to make sure that she becomes victorious in the process. Like the lack of Fangalo, the lack of Timber, everyone want to see how better they can become victorious in this election. So we'll also ask everyone to remain peaceful and respect every other person's view. If you are a friend of somebody and the person has different options, different view about the particular candidate, there is need to convince the person politely to see how better can go through the process peacefully. Thank you so much. Let's turn over to Jerry.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
so we want to denounce all forms of violence during after this electoral period. What happened in Bopley? I was on the radio yesterday on my afternoon show, and we spoke about it. We also want to caution supporters of political parties to start raising false alarm. That can spark violence too. What is not happening, you don't see it. So we want to urge everyone to respect the guidelines of the election and go about campaigning peacefully so that the process can be peaceful. This is one member we have. We are all in bias. People those in the race are not from different county. They are all from here. And so let's respect each other. Let's see each other as brothers and sisters and go about conducting ourselves in a peaceful manner during this election period.
thank you so much, Jerry T. Myers from Seneca Nimba Melishburg. We now go to City Koi for his party comments.
So, to you, Mr. Bawi, and the rest of the team, we want to say thank you for this trial version of what will be happening on April 22nd across Nimba County as we will be reporting the happenings of the election to our many viewers. Thanks so much. Like Jerry and Merich said, this election is about Nimba, and so we will appreciate that the electors will assemble themselves peacefully. They will go to the polls and cast a ballot for whosoever they want to cast their ballot for. And to the aspirants or the candidates need to also refrain from, buying sympathy, reporting or raising false alarm, like Jeremiah stated earlier, because once we want to, have this issue of the blame game, obviously we will cause chaos and we don't want sin to be reported. The world is watching Nimba. The entire country is watching Nimba. And let us treat Nimba politics differently and know that after the elections, we will need to live here together as one people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. That has been our dear brother and friend Seti Koi from Ganta, reporting from Ganta. He earlier said that this morning it was reported that somebody was found dead, and then Jerry T.
Oh,
Myers
okay.
earlier
Yes.
reported.
Sorry, that is an oversight. Let me just bring it in quickly before we close. Ganta woke up this morning to the news of a motorcyclist whose lifeless body was discovered along the LPMC bypass turning point, the road that leads to the Ganta General Market, and the one heading to LPMC intersection, and as far as the one heading to the Labrador National Christian College way. So the name of the deceased is Papi Dalo. He's a Guinean national. He's referred to on their normal motorbike traffic routing as 5050. His age 45. And so what actually led to his death is yet to be reported. This morning we were on the scene when the family um family members came and identified the body, and so but then they are yet to speak to the media as to when their relative Papi left the home and how long it has been now they have not seen him. And so that his body was discovered this morning. What actually happened, if you were on the scene to see the way it was, the body of Papi Dado was tied up in black plastic, and he was being tied to a motorcycle, and it appeared that his body was being transported, but then it failed. The motorcycle failed right to the intersection there, and so it is believed that the perpetrators left and escaped the scene. And so community dwellers this morning blew the alarm, and police came. The mayor of the city, Mayor Samuel Hart, was also on the scene. They showed that the 15-man coroner jury was fulminated, and they checked the body, and there were bruises all on the body, from the stomach, the hands, and as well the leg. So police are still investigating, and the family are yet to speak to the media to give us detailed information. So as duties unfold, we will be bringing you more on that. And this is the fourth time this has happened to motorcyclists in Ganta. As you may recall, few months back on the Ganta to Ban highway there, a motorcyclist was being shot, and his motorcycle was being taken away. Similar thing happened in Glenlue, where in less than a week, 2 motorcyclists, were shot there, and their motorcycles were taken away. And so this has installed fear, in residents of the city, and they are calling on the security apparatus to be on the alert, and also community dwellers to also be on the alert to report the movement of strange people within the communities. And this also serves as a caution to the cyclists to know who they are carrying on their motorcycle, and what direction they are going, especially at a point in time they are picking up people, because the life lost now cannot be replaced. And so these are people that are breadwinners, that are providing daily meals for their families, and their lives have been cut short. So we are still following up on the investigation. We could not report from the scene this morning due to the current issue. Our gadgets were off, and so it makes it impossible to record from the scene. But we also followed every happenings there this morning, and hereafter we'll also be getting to the police to get a report as to how far they have gone in terms of launching investigation, and finding possible suspects, and also getting concrete information from the family as to when the late Papi Diallo left the home, and how long it has taken. They have not seen him until his left the body this morning.
Thank you so much, Tetikwe and Melish Bob, and all of those who came on this test or broadcast this afternoon. We want to say thank you. It was a wonderful presentation. With this, we're going to be taking leave of you. Cyrus Quiwon said he's following us from Monrovia. Gabriel Dodo said, good evening, guys. I'm watching from Monrovia. Thanks for the show this evening. Steven Zetiawo says he's following us from Secretary Market. Dave Benyike said, wow, congratulations to you guys for this wonderful discussion at this afternoon. I am following you guys on Secretary City, Nimba Kante. Kalo Samalu said he's watching us from San Diego. And those are people. So once the thanks for coming on, watch us, keep us in your queue. We're going to take this for the last time and close.
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together as one. They say you're not there, we stand, if I there, we fire. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you from Gentile, you from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa State. I'm a bad and we own your tree, I walk on the fine way. La villa, I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Freeland on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia, yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah.
Mama was born.
So with this, we want to say thanks to all of you who tuned in. It was a wonderful time here with our reporters across from Nimba, and more of this is going to come your way. Watch us out for tomorrow for the truth of the matter, and what's it Koi and Ambassador Edmund Bawi show that will be coming up is going to be called Atletile. It's going to be a wonderful show. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll leave you with
The
this.
directors of education that you listen to here, they are men and women that we are celebrating because there is something between their ears. And when there is something between your ears, you don't have to tell us. You open your mouth and we know that there is something useful between your ears. Today, therefore, we come here not to make many lengthy speeches. We come here to remind ourselves and to remind the young men and women that there is a future, that the world is looking for new young men. And what are the new young men that the world is looking for? The world is looking for new young men who are disciplined. Because discipline is at the heart of who you are. No matter how educated you are, no matter how rich you are, if you do not have the gift of discipline, then you are a danger to society. Today, I am asking you, young men and women, be disciplined that you may be a good global citizen. The world is looking for young men who are humble. Humility is the mother's milk of greatness. If you see any man or any woman who, because they have gone to school or because they have wealth, are arrogant and shun humility, they are a danger to themselves and danger to society. Today I'm encouraging you young men who are here, embrace the gift of humility.